Greetings everybody, welcome back to Retro and Import Gamer UK, and I'd like to thank everybody who subscribed. Really nice of you, thanks very much. Please, if you haven't subscribed, if you could, that would be great, and please leave a like and a comment about the today's video if there's anything that strikes your interest. So today is another pickups video. And pickups are starting to slow down quite dramatically now. What with Christmas coming up, I'm picking up presents instead of, well, presents for other people rather than presents for myself. So it might be the last batch for a while, I think, unless I get the odd one here and there. The only thing I can see myself making an exception for is something towards the full Wii U set. Because I've not made much progress with that in the past couple of 3 weeks. We have got one Wii U item to show, but it's nothing particularly exciting. We've got a mixed bag today. We've got PS2, Wii U, Wii, we've got NES, we've got Mega Drive and Master System today. So without further ado, let's crack on. Now this first one, PS2 game, I've recently seen someone else show this in a pickups video, and I'm sorry, I can't think who it is. It might have been Big Game Al, I'm not sure, so whoever you are, thanks for the tip. It looked interesting, so I thought I'm gonna get after that. So I went on eBay, and it's only £2 or £3, and decided to give it a try, and I'm talking about Extreme Express. Now this is train racing. I'm not quite sure how you can race trains on. Trains tend to be on single tracks, don't they? It seems hard to imagine how you can race, but it sounded interesting, so I had to give it a go. It's complete. It's not in the best of condition, but hopefully it'll work. I haven't tried it yet. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to that. I'm a big fan of Densha to Go on the N64, if you've heard of that. That's a great little game. Whoa! I'm not expecting that. That's more of a simulation. Hopefully this is an arcade racing type game, so looking forward to that. And then talking about the Wii U, if you watched one of my previous Wii U full collection videos, you'll have heard me talk about being put onto another collector of Wii U who's got a full set of worldwide games, who I'd been told about by Eddie at Rollercore, and that had alerted me to the fact that there were 2 Bayonetta releases in addition to the double pack I've got of Bayonetta 1 and 2. You can also class the separate release of Bayonetta 2 as a release. So although I'm not sure it makes an addition, it's a fairly cheap game to pick up, so I bought that one. It's not in as good a condition as I'd like, unfortunately. So being down this Wii U rabbit hole, I can see myself upgrading this at some point, because unfortunately the spine's not very good. There's a slight tear at the top and the bottom, which wasn't declared on the eBay listing, but I can't be asked to send it back. So I'm now looking at a list of 162 with this, so we've added that to the collection anyway. Bayonetta 2. And then one I've thought about getting for some time, but one of these that I've never really got round to, is for the Wii, and I've gone a bit mad on the Wii in recent years, having never really liked it very much when it was current. But I'll get onto that more in another video. I'm thinking of doing a small series on the Wii and how I underappreciated it back in the day, and how I think it's a great console now. But anyway, I'm talking about NBA Jam.
The Magic
It's not
win the
it's not a
tip
mega popular
to
game.
Howard.
You can buy it for around the 10 to 15 pound mark.
Good ball movement
The reviews
there.
I've read are saying it's amazing. And I mean, I've never played it since the Mega
Seconds
Drive
left.
version, which I've still got.
Corner
So, if it's more of the same, I mean, the graphics look better.
for Doug. Serving up a facial.
It looks really good. I'm looking forward to trying this. And like I say, I'm pleased to have got it in the collection. I've got
Oh,
graphics
man,
too weeks
he
to pull
elevates
out.
and
This
detonates.
one had eluded me. So I'm really looking forward to that.
To the
That's
open
NBA Jam.
man. Get that
It is,
stuff out
I
of
don't know
here.
if I showed that, it is complete.
Shakalaka.
So that's it for the modern
Yes.
console. I say,
Jam to the end.
I'm not sure you can call PS2 a Wii mod, really. Wii U maybe. So now we're going really retro now. And we'll start off, I picked up a SNES multi-tap. It's not the Hudson one. This one's made by LMP Gamester. But, you know, you can't get too excited about a multi-tap, can you? It does a job, it works. And I bought this for playing multiplayer Bomberman, because my nephew's quite keen on it. And then in a similar vein I bought another controller, and this one's a Hori Game Commander. It's quite a nice controller actually. Feels very similar to a genuine standard controller, but we've got auto fire on all buttons. And it's in nice condition as well. So I've chuffed with that. That goes nicely with the multi-tap. Right, then we're on to the original NES. Now I've never sort of bothered too much with the PAL NES. I never had one back in the day. I bought one sort of 10 years after they were current, and had a little play with it, but never really got into it majorly. Then in more recent years I bought some import games and just played USA and Japanese games on the NES. Well, not an actual, like what they're called, a Hyperkin Duo or something like that, because that plays Japanese and American. But then recently I thought I might try and get a few PAL NES games for this system I've got here. It's only a cheap tatty system I bought just to use in the game room to play any PAL games I pick up. And anyway, I've picked a couple. I've picked three actually. Where's the third one? Oh, it must be in the machine. Yeah. I picked up Paperboy. Slight bit of damage on the stickers peeling, but obviously everybody's played Paperboy. Probably been ported to every console and computer known to man. But it doesn't look too bad. I haven't played it yet. I've put it on, make sure it works, and it looks alright. Not the best version in the world, but yeah, quite happy to have that one. And then I also picked up Batman. I've had a quick go on this. Looks quite good actually. Don't look easy, which a lot of 8-bit games suffer from, don't they? They tend to be quite small games, so they have to be hard, which is, you know, fair enough. It just surprises you when you go back to them how out of practice you are at the difficulty level. Or I am, at least, anyway. Might be my age. So Batman, yeah, seems quite good. And the last one I picked up on the for a PAL, let's just shut that. Now this one I've heard lots about, obviously. It's quite well regarded, but it's one I've never played before. And this one's Shadow Warriors. Now I've heard lots of people say it's amazing. Ninja Gaiden, obviously. Again, I've not played the Master System version either. So I'm quite keen to try this one. At the top of the label it's just peeling slightly, but it's not too bad. Works fine. So yeah, have I done well buying that? Oh, I forgot to say actually, these I think that was around a tenner. I think that was 8 or 9 maybe. and I think this was quite cheap. I think because I paid about 8 for this, I think, and it tends to go for quite a bit more than that. So what do you think? Have I done all right there? I'm not a big expert on the PAL NES. I'm kind of learning as I go, really. I'm like I say, it's never been a console I've explored much recently. Explored much really, but I'm hoping to pick up a few in the future. Right, then I also picked up some import NES games a few weeks ago, and Japanese ones. Now they're a bit tatty, but they were really cheap. They were like £2 or £3 each or something. And we picked up baseball. I just love the coloured cartridges on the Japanese games. It's not in the best condition. I've got some writing on the back, but yeah, it's all right. It's not the best of games, to be honest. But for £2 or £3, I was willing to take a chance. And then in a similar vein, we've got tennis. Now this one was a bit better. This wasn't a bad little tennis game really. It was very basic, obviously. A nice Japanese price label on the back. What's that? 50 yen. I don't know what that is. Probably about 20 pence. Yeah, so that's tennis. And then I think that this is the last one I picked up recently, and this is arguably easily the best of the bunch. And it's a game I used to love on the Spectrum back in the day. And this one is Ye Are Kung Fu, and it's a Konami game, and it's slightly different cartridge, this one, as you get with the Japanese ones sometimes. Nice Konami embossed. You see it on the camera, yeah. Konami embossed back on the cartridge. Bit dirty on the label, but not bad condition. It does work, but I haven't actually played it yet. So has anybody out there played Ye Are Kung Fu on the NES? Was that a good buy? I think that was about £5, I think. What do we think? Was that a good deal? Right. Then we're on to... We'll do the Mega Drive next. There's only one Mega Drive. And this is a game I've played back in the day. But it's something I've never bought myself, never owned. And I've got the sort of SNES equivalent, which is a very, very good game. And I've been thinking about getting this for some time really. It's just never come up at the right time or whatever. This is not the best example in the world. The box sleeve is unfortunately a bit water damaged. But aside from that, it's not too bad. The box is nice. And we're talking about Tiny Toons, Buster's Hidden Treasure. Now the SNES one, Buster's tongue twister time. Buster's, no, we'll try again. Buster Busts Loose on the SNES is really good, I think. This one's, it's quite similar to Sonic in some ways, I think, this one. But yeah, I was pleased to pick that up. It can go up towards 20 quid now, this. It's going up in price. But it's got the original Konami box, which is nice. Shame it's missing the manual. And shame that the sleeve is a bit water damaged. But I think I paid about £10. So I don't think it was a bargain, but it was okay. What do you think? £10? Is that okay? That's Tiny Toons. And then this last few games, these are all for the Master System. Now I've been on a bit of a Master System kick recently. I think it's watching all these Master System challenge videos, which I have attempted the last couple of weeks on Master of Darkness and Streets of Rage. I'm not very good at the shooters, so I didn't attempt them. But we'll see in the future. I might have another go. But anyway, it's kind of reignited my interest in the Master System. And everybody under the sun seems to be collecting the Master System lately, it seems to me. Everybody's going for full sets and some amazing collections out there, you know. Zanani Revived, God, what an amazing collection he's got. And, you know, loads of other guys as well. It's great to see everybody collecting these full sets like 8-Bit Boy UK, and it's fantastic. So it's kind of reignited my love of the system, because it's the first games console I ever owned. Back in the day, it was my my first thing after the Spectrum was the Master System. But I've only ever really bothered with games I had back in the day, or played, or wanted, or things like that. But I'm really starting to look at getting a few more now, and experiencing what else the system's got to offer. I'm not going to go crazy, because the prices, like I say, with everybody seems to be collecting full sets, the prices seem to be going quite high on it now. But anyway, I'll stop waffling on. And the first one I picked up was Batman Returns. Now I've had a quick go on this, and it does seem quite good. Sort of platform come, what would you call it? Platform beat 'em up, maybe. It's complete in the box, and it's got the hand tab, and it's in reasonably nice condition, to be honest. There's just a bit of water damage on the back of the bloody sleeve, which is really annoying. But aside from that, it's really nice. Can't remember what I paid for this. It was less than 10, but more than 5. It was in that area. So I don't think that was too bad, was it? Batman Returns seems quite a good game. Not the easiest, but quite good. And then this next one. Now this was a game that never really seemed to get a decent conversion to me. There is a Saturn one, which I've never played, and surely that must be the best. And there was a version on the FM Thames Martyr, if anybody's heard of that console. That's probably the most exclusive console I've ever owned. But unfortunately sold it on. I regret that now, because that's stupidly expensive now. But anyway, I'm waffling again. So I'm talking about Galaxy Force. Now the Mega Drive version I never thought much of. So for that reason I never even contemplated the Master System version. This is actually Galaxy Force and the Mega Drive Galaxy Force 2, so I'm not sure if there's a massive amount of difference. But I had a quick go. It's okay. I wasn't, I was a bit disappointed with it. Kind of okay. It's in the kind of afterburner spacer type mould, I suppose. Set in space, obviously. It's not bad. I think it's nice condition, complete in the box. With the hang tag. And again, I think that was around the £8 or £9 mark. I don't think that was too bad. What do you think? Was that okay? £8 or £9? Then this next one, I think I did play back in the day. I think I borrowed it off somebody at school, but I couldn't remember anything about it. But I like golf games, so I thought I'm going to give it a try. But I tried it. It's reasonable, but I mean, obviously things have moved on. It don't look fantastic. It's not a game that's aged particularly well. But I'm talking about great golf. I found it still quite reasonable, but the putting was ridiculously hard. It is complete in the box, and it's got the American upright manual in this one. So I don't mind that. I'm not particularly bothered. It's got the manual, it's got the hand tab, and it's in reasonably nice condition. And this was cheap. I think this was just £5 or £6, so quite happy with that. Then we've got a game I really rate quite highly on the Mega Drive, and I've never played the Master System version, because generally when I'd moved on to the Mega Drive, if something came out on both systems, it was always going to be the Mega Drive one I'd go for, so I'd never contemplate going back to try the older version on the Master System. And again, it's not something I've ever gone back to since. So I'd seen a video, somebody featured this, I think it was Sega Lord X, and it looked really good, so I thought I'm going to pick that up because I like the Mega Drive one so much. And in some ways I actually prefer this to the Mega Drive, as it turns out, and that's Alien 3. Unfortunately that price tick, it's on the actual sleeve and not on the case, so that's not coming off. It's welded on firm, unfortunately. No hang tab on this one, but it is complete in nice condition aside from that. And I think I paid around £10 for this as well. But as I say, I kind of think it's in some ways better than the Mega Drive. Obviously the graphics aren't as good, but you can see more of the play area, which I thought was a lot better, because sometimes on the Mega Drive things can appear that quickly, I haven't got time to shoot the bloody things. So yes, I was really impressed with that, Alien 3. What do you think? Have you got any experience of that one? And do you think it's better than the Mega Drive? Be interesting to hear your thoughts. Was £10 a reasonable deal? I wasn't too, I thought that was okay. 2 to go. Now this next one I tried on emulation a few weeks ago, and really thought it was quite impressive, especially graphically on the Master System. But then I'd looked on eBay and it seemed to be quite expensive, especially complete. I think it was like 40, even £50 when I looked for a complete version. And at that point I thought, well, I don't want to spend that much on it. You know, I can stick with emulation for this particular game. But then, not too long afterwards, I saw this one, I think it was on a Buy It Now. No manual, unfortunately. And it's quite worn, but, you know, it's not awful. But it was on a Buy It Now. I think it was either £12 or £14, I think. Something like that. So I jumped on it. And I'm talking about Captain Silvia. Got the hang tab. Box is reasonable. The graphics for a Master System game are really, really good. I've not played a great deal of it. I mean, maybe it's a turd. I don't. Have you? Is it any good? It's got to be worth £12 or £14. No manual, as I say. Got the hang tab. So, you know, obviously I would have preferred it with the manual, but it's not the be all and end all for me. I'm not collecting a complete set of these. It's just the ones I fancy I'm going to go for. So I was quite happy with that. But what do you think? Is it any good, or do you think it's any good? And was £12 or £14 good value? Please let me know. And then this last one was one I'd played quite some time ago, and I didn't remember it that much, other than the fact I thought, well, my memory of it was that it was really good for the Master System. And again, I'd looked on eBay, and the prices were quite, you know, it's not a massively expensive game, but probably around the £30 mark for a complete boxed version. And I thought, I'm going to pick that up at some point. And then I just happened to look on the CEX website, because you can occasionally get bargains on there, can't you? And I looked, and they'd got it listed at £12 boxed. I thought, well, £12, that's less than half price that it's going for on eBay. Even with the £2 postage, it was still less than half price of the eBay typical prices. I thought, I'm going to take a chance. I'll play CEX roulette, and I ordered it. It came, and the box felt a reasonable amount of weight in it. I thought, nah, it's never going to have a manual. But lo and behold, it did have a manual, and it wasn't in bad condition either. The only real downside is it didn't have the hang tab. But this turned out to be extremely well timed, because this week's challenge on the Master System challenge by 8-Bit Boy UK was in fact Streets of Rage. So I happened to buy this the week before the challenge went up, which was extremely well timed. I'm very fortunate. And as I say, it's around £30 on eBay. Ordered it off CX for £12. It's the only one in stock in the country, unfortunately, so I'm afraid, unless they've got some more in, there's no more on there at the moment. But, as I say, complete in box, nice condition, just missing the hang tab. For 12 quid, that's got to be a win. I'm absolutely chuffed with that. And this is an absolutely brilliant game. Fantastic conversion for me. Absolutely love doing the challenge this week. Didn't set the best score in the world, as you know if you've watched the video. But if you didn't and you're interested, yeah, check out my attempt at the challenge a couple of or 3 videos ago, and have a laugh at my expense. But yeah, that's the last of the pickups. Absolutely chuffed with that. And I don't know if I'm going to be buying much, as I say, for the next couple of months, unless anything turns up for the Wii U that I need. So I'm not sure when the next pickups video will be. Might be one next month, maybe. Who knows? Not going to be much in it if there is. I think there are a couple of things I'm waiting for to turn up, but nothing major. As I say, it's presents for other people at the moment. But you're all in the same boat, no doubt. But hopefully come Christmas there might be a few little surprises off Santa, and we might all get a few nice goodies in our Christmas stocking, eh? But thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it didn't bore you too much. Please leave a like and leave a comment if you've got any opinions on any of those pickups, and please subscribe if you haven't done so already, and thanks if you have. But that'll do it for now, guys, and remember to choose retro, and hope to see you soon.